Hello everybody, my name is Ilka Rodríguez-Calero. I am a PhD candidate in design science at the University of Michigan, and I'll be presenting our research group's work on the use of prototypes for stakeholder engagement as it pertains to prototype quantities. Prototypes have been used extensively during feasibility studies, design verification, and design validation of medical devices. But earlier in the design process, during the definition of user needs, design requirements, and early idea generation, prototypes present a valuable pathway to gather feedback from stakeholders. A use of prototypes that has been missing in prior literature describing front-end design activities with stakeholders. So we were interested in this particular use of prototypes and how they can support eliciting information about problems, solutions, and the context in which they exist. Particular questions of interest on this topic are around quality and quantity of prototypes to yield the information that is sought after. The decision of developing multiple prototypes versus a single prototype has been compared in prior literature. Multiple prototypes have been shown to allow research participants, for example, to generate more and more diverse designs and to encourage more genuine feedback, all which was not afforded to participants using a single prototype. However, developing multiple prototypes can be resource-intensive when both approaches have been shown to improve design performance. There is not much evidence from actual design processes that describes the reasons why designers might choose one or multiple prototypes to obtain stakeholder input, so a more holistic approach is needed to understand prototyping decisions and also motivations behind such decisions. So this study sought to establish a deeper understanding of what is driving these choices about prototype quantities, and we were guided by the following research questions. Do design practitioners use a single prototype or multiple prototypes to engage stakeholders during front-end design? And why do practitioners choose to engage stakeholders using either approach? We use qualitative research methods as they are best suited for richly describing processes and relationships between broad concepts and design, and the methods leverage interviews about practitioners' real experiences using prototypes. What we found was that practitioners use both strategies. Indeed, half of the participants used both in separate engagements within the same project. Most participants cited the reason enables stakeholders to compare across different design alternatives for showing multiple prototypes, but other reasons were cited, such as eliciting broad feedback and communicating that there were multiple design alternatives. An example of the first reason was provided by participant N, who said, "We did all the combinations and put them all down on the table and had them try each one multiple times, without pre-biasing them, saying this one is functional requirement, this one is not, just having them use it one to the next. Then they could say, I could really tell a difference between this one, not these two, because that could then tell us what range of the functional requirement, what range of the unit was going to be okay." In contrast, reasons participants provided for showing a single prototype was to refine specific attributes of a concept based on stakeholder feedback or probe stakeholders' responses about a specific topic in depth. An example of the first reason listed was provided by participant R, who said, "I was originally supposed to solve problem X, but in listening to all of the stakeholders and looking at all of their organized comments on image and requirement diagrams, it became clear they were complaining about something somewhat different than the stated problem X that they just could not verbalize well, the unspoken need. So I start trying to solve problem Z, which sounds closer to what they're complaining about based on the diagrams. I prototype this solution and take it back to them and ask, does this solve the problem?" Both the use of multiple prototypes and a single prototype elicited rich feedback, but this feedback varied in scope. Through the use of multiple prototypes, practitioners felt they could elicit broad feedback from stakeholders across a variety of topics. Conversely, when using a single prototype, practitioners could focus a stakeholder's attention on a specific topic. Regardless of prior design knowledge, designers should consider the number of prototypes that they use for stakeholder engagement based on their information needs and design goals. The focus of this study provides valuable insight into practitioner strategies that may help overcome some of the documented design challenges in the medical device design domain. Thank you so much for listening.